because high tension cable towers. This kind of things here, you for sure see it before unless you were like never looked up your window when your parents were driving. You know, this not Eiffel Tower, bro. This one is called high tension cables. I'm friends. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so these are the high tension cables. And it is stated that the high tension cables here, right? Okay, now let me draw you guys a scenario, okay? You all know who's our electrical provider or not? If you don't know, you can knock onto the wall right next there. Who's our electrical provider in Malaysia? Yeah, TNB. You know, one time I asked one of my students, he literally couldn't tell me. Okay, so let's say, guys, listen up. Let's say, right, today, TNB, right, generates electricity. Obviously, it generates electricity. All right, shut up, listen, right. It generates 5,000 watts, okay? So if TNB is very far away, right, you have to go through all the high tension cables, and then like another high tension cable here that only reach your house. A poorly illustrated house. But this is what my kindergarten teacher taught me. And I stopped taking art ever since then already. Right. So then after that, you would think that the 5,000 watts will travel all the way here, right? And then there will be like a step up or step down transformer. Yeah, there will be a step down transformer, right? And then convert it to 240 volts, which is supplied to our whole house one, right? We think that it will be like that. But in reality, there's actually one more step to this. There's another one here, a step-up transformer, which converts the voltage to maybe 100,000 watts. Volts, not watts, volts. Why? So that it's watts over there. Okay, not too long so. Anyone wants to take a wow? You probably don't know this, so I want to listen to like a wow guess. Tell me why do we do that? Why don't we just go 5,000 all the way until here it's 240, then ultimately why need to step up, then later step down some more to 240? I hope that was a very good guess. Very good. The reason is because, guys, if you think back about what I've mentioned just now, I said that the power is the same, right? For a transformer. It means to say, right, if the power is the same, this leads to when I have a high voltage, the current is definitely going to decrease, right? For example, if let's say here is 20 amperes. Oh no, that doesn't add up. It will be 200 amperes. Right. Then here will only be 1 ampere, right? Right. Why is it important that I want to convert it from 200 to 1 amperes here? This is the important part. I want it to be only 1 amperes is because, as you all know, current is the flow of electrons, right? The flow of electrons is going to have friction internally in the wire, right? And when there is friction, obviously it will generate heat, right? And if I generate a lot of heat in the wire, what's going to happen is the heat will be constantly lost as I transfer the electrical energy, which is something bad, right? I don't want that. So instead of that, what I do is I lower down the current to only 1 amperes. 1 amperes means to say there will be very, very little amount of electrons flowing, which will generate the minimal amount of heat, which would reduce the heat loss when you're transferring the electricity. So this whole thing here, right, ends up with a higher efficiency of transferring electricity from TNB to our house here. Understand? The key word I emphasize is when I step up the voltage, I want to have lower current. So that when I have lower current, I'll have less heat generated in the wire. So less heat will be lost to the surrounding. So it's a higher efficiency when I transfer the electricity. This part, very, very important. When they ask this, if they don't ask how a transformer works, right? Another 4 or 3 mark question will be based on this one here. Wow, another 100% adoption rate. No questions at all. Damn, I'm good. Okay, Hey, this is very important. If you don't know, you gotta ask now. Okay, so if you look back into the notes, right, since P equals to VI, right, high voltage means to say low current. Don't write low resistance. There'll be less heat generated in the wire and obviously less energy loss or less power loss. Okay, copy this down. Ignore the low resistance part. Okay, everyone. Yeah, without wasting any more time, let's go through the questions right now. Since it was supposed to be homework last week, right? But I know a lot of you guys didn't attend last week, so you just have to catch the main points of that. Okay, everyone, if you look at the next page here, this is immediately where we apply the information you have just learned into the questions, right? So if your exam they give you a transformer like this, right? You draw the drawing nicely and everything, right? It's literally the most easiest thing, right? Because you don't need to imagine, you can literally look at the parts already. Because first thing I noticed is that here to here is divided by how much? 40. Here are 40, right? Now I know for a fact that here to here is going to be divided by 40 also, right? Which is supposed to be 200 turns. So here I know it's going to be, the secondary coil is going to be 200 turns already. But since it's a paper 4 question, right, you can't just straight away write the answer, right? You have to literally write the formula down, right? Which is number of turns in the secondary coil over the number of turns in the primary coil is equals to the voltage in the secondary coil over the voltage in the primary coil. Which, if you substitute everything in, MS would have been equals to 6 over 240 multiplied by 800, right? And press in the calculator for sure you'll get 200, right? And bang, this is how you do your first question. If it's a paper 2, you just write the answer straight away already. Because like I mentioned, the ratio method is much faster. But since it's a paper 4, you bloody better well write the formula down. Because if you're wrong, you'll get the whole thing 0. Okay? Then after that, they say the current in the primary coil is 0.05 amperes. Come last week, you got to copy faster, I guess. You draw too nice, huh? Okay, then next part, they say the primary coil is 0.05 amperes. What I like to do is, as soon as I identify the information, I like to label it on my diagram. It's easier that way. Since here to here is divided by 40, the current should be how? Divided by 40 also, is it? Should be what? It should be times 40. So like, with logically thinking, I know that here will be somewhere around 2 or 20 amperes. Is it? How much? 0.05 times 40 is going to be how much? I think it's going to be 2 amperes. I think. Is it? Okay, so it's going to be 2 amperes already. They ask you to calculate the power input of the transformer. Power, very straightforward law, P equals to VI, right? So from here, obviously, it's going to be like 240 multiplied by 0.05, which you're going to get for 12 watts. Make sure you write your units, guys. If you don't write your units, you'll lose your marks. And then this question, Like if they specify 90% of the power is transferred to the lamp. 90%. So first things first is I want to know how much is 90%, right? Which is 12 times 0.9 lah, which will give you 10.8 lah. Is it? 10.8 watts. Then if I have 10.8 watts here, oh, then this will be different already. This will be 10.8 watts. Right, and I want to find the current here. Then same formula again also, right? Is P equals to VI, right? So P equals to VI, then obviously I would have been equals to P over V, which in this case would be 10.8 divided by, how much was it again? 6. 1.8. Right. Okay. Then first question, if the transformer is like this, like you have no reason to lose any marks in the transformer question. If it's purely calculation, it's as easy as it can get already. If it's pure calculation in the exam, you sit down and you give a little prayer to Jesus and you say, thank you, Lord, because this is the easiest way for transformer to be asked already. But most likely it will not, especially in the most recent years, they like to do more theory than calculation already. So you'll be a real blessing for you to only have calculation. Okay, moving on to the next part. Name the process by which a changing current in the primary coil causes a changing current in the secondary coil. This is obviously supposed to be, yes, electromagnetic inductance. And bam, 1 mark. Suggest a material used for the coils. Explain why this is used. Obviously, it's supposed to be copper. Why? Good conductor of electricity. Next, calculation, easy. Input, so this is voltage primary, right? And this one, the coil is the number of turns in the primary. Voltage obtained in the terminals is voltage secondary, right? They ask you for the number of turns in the secondary. So NS over NP is equals to VS over VP, right? Which in this case here will be NS equals to voltage secondary, which was how much? 12 over 240 multiplied by 8,000. And press that in the calculator once again. How much? 400. We're supposed to get 400 turns. Do you just do this in class?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay. The next question is a little bit more fun, guys. If you look at this question here, it says that the resistor connected between AB is replaced by 4 12 volts lamps connected in parallel. Each current is 1.5 amperes. Calculate the current in coil P, assuming that it's 100% efficient. You know what they say? They say that this thing is no longer here. It's replaced by 4 lamps. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Right. And they say that each lamp is using 1.5 amperes, right? So how much current is in the secondary coil? It's 1.5 times 4, which is 6. There's 6 amperes flowing here, and the voltage was 12 volts. Right, according to the question. Then from here, I can actually find the power already, right? Because once again, P equals to VI, right? Which is 12 times 6, which is equals to 72 watts. And they already mentioned it's 100% efficient, right? So here is 72 watts also, right? And that, then after I want to find the current is essentially the power formula once again, which is 72 divided by 240. And then you have gotten your current already. So your working should have been this, and also this for the last part. And you have gotten some answer. How much?
0.3.
0.3 amperes. How many of you guys got this correct on your own? Oh, only one person. Huh? You understand now? For those who did not get this correct, huh? Okay, everybody. On to the next part. Figure 9.1 shows two separate coils wound around an iron core. State the name of this device. What's the name of this device? What kind of transformer? Step down transformer. Explain why there is a current in the lamp. And then it's 4 marks. What should we write? Huh? Yeah, the default answer, which is explaining how a transformer works, guys. You're once again supposed to refer to the diagram and bullshit your way through. AC power supply connected to the primary coil generates an alternating magnetic field in the soft iron core, which cuts through the secondary coil, generating an EMF and ultimately current in the secondary coil. Okay, so the keywords are always AC, alternating magnetic field, and then cut through the secondary coil, then generates EMF and current. And then you get your 4 marks. And for those who do not know, I'll try to write down the most simplified version. If you don't want to write the answer, make sure you have all the keywords. Yeah. Woke up already. What were you doing last night? I don't know.
Yes.
Drawing? Gaming?
No.
Drinking alcohol?
Yeah.
You have the 1st of December. 1st of December. I know you were wrapping your present for your secret crush.
No. Okay.
You're buying the present for your secret crush.
No.
I give up all of it.
No comment.
Shut up lah.
So we all know it's very fucking. What? Always. No, we're back. No, somebody all.
Yes, November is finally over.
Wait, look at that. They look at young motherfucker.
Alright, I'm copying, boys and girls. Okay, check answer for the next one. You dare to talk so much, I haven't been copying, bloody hell. Oh, yeah, very good. C2 is a tricky question, so I want to explain it.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
He's right. Explain why. Well, done copying on. Alright. Okay, next question, guys. Number of turns. Once again, they give you what? 450 turns connected to the LAN, which means to say here is 450, right? After that, they said that the EMF AC power supply is 240. This is 240 volts, right? Calculate the number of turns in the coil connected to the AC. What? A coil connected to the LAN is 400. Oh, you're going to find the number of turns in the primary coil. Hey, but how much? Oh, here is 12 volts. Yeah. So you have all your information already, right? You're looking for the number of turns in the primary coil over number of turns in the secondary coil is equals to voltage in the primary coil over voltage in the secondary coil. Which once again you substitute everything in lah, right? You get 9,000 turns. Yeah. Let's substitute now numbers in for those who did not do it. Okay, then last part here, which is something, oh, catch up. Hey, this last part here is a very common question also. It may come out in your paper too also, guys. Right now it says that a DC power supply is connected instead of an AC power supply to a transformer. Yes. Yes. So what will happen, guys, if today I connect a DC instead of an AC? Will it, first and foremost, will it work? Will it work? It will not. Why? Why will it not work? If you think about the applications, DC means to say the current is direct, right? Direct means to say as soon as I switch it on, the current is going to flow one time like this, right? And because the current flows one time like this, it will generate a magnetic field that cuts through one time and stay there permanently, right? And if there's no cutting of magnetic field here, even if I have a lamp here, like, you know what's going to happen? When I click it, the lamp will flicker one time because the magnetic field cuts through one time. But the magnetic field will be permanently here. So the lamp is not going to turn on anymore already. You get what I mean? So the answer is, if you have an option, you can say that it flickers one time and then does not glow. But if you do not, then just straight away it does not glow. Okay, the other body. This is the last question, right? Second last part. The AC power supply from the power station is connected to the primary coil of the transformer. The secondary coil is connected to a long distance transmission cable. The output voltage of the transformer is greater than the input voltage. Explain how a transformer produces this output voltage. This one here, should I explain why it's running on high volts, or should I explain how a transformer works? Which one? Yeah, it should be how a transformer works, guys. So once again, you can just copy the answer from the previous one. And once again, you'll notice that, oh, it's 4 marks again. Like I mentioned, if you see it's 4 marks, just write down how a transformer works. Okay, but do that later on because I don't want to waste time here anymore. Then the next part here, it says that the energy losses in the transmission cable. Explain why the energy loss becomes greater when the length of transmission cable is greater. Why? Yeah, higher resistance on length, okay, is directly proportional to resistance. The longer the length, the greater the resistance and more loss. So, okay.
It's kind of common. A very guy who made a rubber. That's the need for that.
It's the destiny say that I'm on top or bottom. GG. This. Oh, hey guys, I want to tell you something. You all use GrabFood, right? You know, there's this. Okay, this is how you're gonna get free 28 bucks from Grab. Okay. Okay, listen up. Okay, for this is out of the topic, guys. So everyone, right? Later when you go back home, download this thing called GX Bank. It's literally Grab's new banking app. Okay. And when you have this app right here, you're going to go through some verifications. You're going to like scan your face, scan your IC and everything already, right? Then after that, what you need to do is you need to get someone to transfer 100 bucks, your parents are most likely, 100 bucks into your GX Bank account. As soon as you transfer 100 bucks, right, Grab will transfer extra 20 bucks into your account. And if you have your own bank, right, you register your Do It Now under GX, they'll give you an extra 8 bucks. Yeah, so it's like free 28 bucks. And then after you do that, you can even register your GX as your default Grab payment option, and you'll get 6 months free delivery for the Grab Unlimited thing. Yeah. So, okay, everyone listen up again, okay? Out of the topic, but go back home, download this thing called GX Bank. Okay? Verify yourself, follow the instructions lah. They'll ask you to scan the IC, scan your face and everything, because obviously there's a lot of fraud shit going around, right? Okay, and after you scan everything already, right? Then you reload 100 bucks in, then you get extra 20 bucks from Grab. What I did was I reloaded 100 bucks in, and then as soon as I got the 20 bucks, I used this bank and transfer it back into my bank account. So I have like extra 28 bucks here right now for free.
Oh, that's money extra. I'm very really sure that
Yeah, I got you. What, sorry? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, then after that, next part, they ask you to discuss the advantage and disadvantage of using a transmission cable of greater cross-sectional area. Let's talk about the advantage first. If I have a wire that is much larger, why is this good?
Less resistance, less heat.
Good. So there's more current flowing through it, right? When you have a much larger wire, there's more current flowing through it and there's less heat and resistance in it, right? So obviously your advantage is, advantage equals whatever way you want to structure it, right? Less resistance and less heat generated. What about the disadvantage? Good. Wow. Costly to construct.
Oh,
Okay. Once
with that, I think in this project that's
sorry, what? Okay, once you're done, flip to the last page. Yeah. This is obviously the part long. You see 3 or 4 marks, right? And it's not explaining how a transformer works, right? So most likely you need to explain why is it good to use a high voltage. Using a relevant equation, state one advantage of transmitting electricity at high voltage, which is essentially that one we mentioned on. And what's the relevant equation? P equals to VI. Since P equals to VI, you structure this yourself, guys. A high voltage means to say there's going to be less current generated in the wire, which means to say there's going to be less heat lost to the surrounding, ultimately improving the efficiency of transmitting electricity. This is heat energy, heat energy lost to the surrounding, ultimately improving the efficiency of transmitting electricity. However way you want to structure it. This is heat energy, reducing the heat energy loss. Yeah. I told you don't care about the marks. Write what you know. Who's this? You. Oh, okay, that's very good.
Negative, positive. So like, it's like number we keep there.
Okay. Then after that, state other main components of a transformer and material which it is made of. There's either primary and secondary coil, right? Then the next component is known as the soft iron core. What? Say the component which the AC generator is connected, obviously. Primary coil. Primary coil, yes. For turns, once again, apply your formulas, right? And obviously, if you did your calculation properly, it's going to be 9,200 turns. The formula is the same thing over and over again. You just need to apply the formulas only, guys. I don't want to explain it over again. Running out of battery. And finally, transformer reduces the town. Oh, transformer within the town reduces the voltage to 230 volts. Why? Very good. Most household electrical appliances take in an input voltage of 230 volts. That's your answer. Most household electronics take in an input voltage. And bam, you have done the whole transformer question. You okay, everyone? Okay, good. Let me tell you what we're going to do next week, okay? Next week, when you all come back, we're going to go through the 5.1 chapter, which is the atoms. Anyone here don't take chemistry, by the way? Like, you drop chemistry in school? Okay, good. That means to say next week is going to go through like a breeze, because most of the things you already learned already. Okay? And before I end the class today, guys, it's promotion time. Yeah.
Actually,
yeah. Obviously, that's a catch, right?
what do you mean by doing it? Are we looking at E?
What?
Oh, the class admission.
What?
What do you mean?
No, shut up. Okay, guys, listen up, okay? In this month of December, we are going to roll out a new program.
Continuous GIPCC. Yeah, it's your name.
Let me begin. Okay, guys, we're going to roll out a new program. This program is known as the Accelerated Program. I've actually done this before during MCO with the 2 batches before you, but last year we did not do it for some reason. But anyways, this program is not designed for you. Okay, why? Because this program, right, what we're going to do in this program is we're going to cover everything that you've learned in the next 4 months. Okay, starting intake is going to be January. If you have a friend who is like derping around the whole year 10, and right now he's like panicking, oh shit, I want to score for physics or at maths, you can introduce him to this program. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 classes a week online. And the pace is going to be very, very fast. Each session is going to be 1 hour. Cover topic, do exercise, cover topic, do exercise, cover topic, do exercise. Each week is going to be 3 sessions. It's a very, very fast-paced program, but we're going to cover the whole syllabus in 4 months, right before they finish the exam. So who is this program suitable for? For people who are like, oh shit, I really did not pay attention in year 10. I need something to cover the full syllabus, okay, real fast. Then you can consider this, okay? What we're doing right now is this month we're going to do obviously it's going to be through word of mouth, right? So what we're going to do is for anyone that introduces a friend, to join this program, oh, by the way, it's only limited slots. I'm only going to take 8 students for this program, right? What I want you to do is, for whoever that introduce a friend, we're going to give you $100 each for everyone that signs up, okay? What you can do is, later on you go to this Instagram page, right? Like it, click this button and share it to your story, that's all. You don't need to write anything, share it to your story. If your friend asks you about, hey, what's this other, you can just tell them that our teacher is offering this program, right? And if they sign up, we'll give you $100. Okay, I don't recommend, I would say that most of you guys are not recommended to take this because I think I did a pretty good job covering the full syllabus with you guys, especially those who were here since last year. But for those who are relatively new, maybe you can consider this program instead, right? It's going to cover everything from the start 1.2, which was the motion chapter. I think motion chapter only you, and no one else was here. I think you came during the fourth chapter, right? Were you here during the first chapter of physics?
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
I wasn't.
You came in somewhere later. Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
If someone joins you, I can share. Sorry, I said.
And then as soon as someone from a friend join in, yeah, it'll be $100 each. You just click this button, share your story. That's it. Last time what we did was for the previous batch, I got my students to share also, and we ran this program. Yeah, but yeah, if your friend is like don't want to do work one, then you ask him to do it because it's not a Jesus program. You actually need to do the work. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Next week when we come back, I'm gonna move on to the last thing of the year. Then you guys go for a holiday, and most of you are gonna forget about everything. But don't worry, when you guys come back next year, the first week is gonna be excellent. Remember, the first week is gonna be on the electricity of everything on chapter 4. And chapter 4 for those who have this joy. And I mean you, right? And please go back and study the whole electricity thing. Okay, everybody. That's gonna be it for today, guys. If you have any questions, more than welcome to stay back. If not, enjoy, boys. I'll see you all next week for the last ones. This one goes and for that. And take me there. I think this is better for the day and we are teaching some stuff like this program. I want one of my students to do the whole practical questions. Yeah, but obviously they had know what topic was asking to structure this program, right? But they just didn't help me. I gave them instructions and I let them do it. But anyways, you're more than welcome to that. So it's something to do here in something. Okay. Okay, guys, I'll see you all next week. Thank you. Question. Oh, wait, no. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. Let's see. See you. Oh, yeah. Get that. You want to get me?
Don't say that it could be my past, yes. Possible. Then if I send you, we didn't have anything except you know, it's basically the one. Like, so now,
But I'll reply you. That's fine.
so as you grow it up, and
Depends. See, Sometimes I sleep at 11, sometimes I sleep at 12, sometimes I sleep at 3, sometimes I sleep at 4.
Genuine like answer this question. So you're not going to be talking about something like you're pretty good with like genuine man. So this is one video. It's funny what you said. Right. Would you rather bang a guy who is a like who's a or a girl? So snap it off already. Would you rather bang a girl or a guy with or a girl who's a what kind of pussy?
It takes one. Discussion. I think I'll pick the thing lah, for sure.
Yeah, so let me say this way.
I'll do this one.
All Hogan with the pussy, I'll make it positive. Oh, I think. Hogan.
Put the up over. It's a dollar, right? I guess he'll be the one lah for me.
Wow. It's
But they're too big and right? So so whatever that is now. There's really fucking mad.
when you found out and took pictures like it woke in mind and being seeing kids all over friendly like all over right all Megan Fox where you don't think that.
Hey, don't take it as a quick factor. And I'll choose the one. I choose the one away.
Well, that's it. Bye bye.
Đó thì tí rồi thôi. Nhà phải chỉ sell if you want to consider it. So usually because ai mà ai trong một số sản phẩm thì ra màu đỏ ai trong tại sao khác ở số trường này là bị lại giờ góc nhìn nó còn chuyển sang trái phải cầu hơn rồi nhà thì có liền bắt qua thì chỗ đi đó đen我幫我話就係燒嗰啲啦，但係 update 嘅話，if it rains 我冇去啊，我會帶佢去咯。我係其他 friend 我都因為我today imagine you robber right now. This imagine the robber right now something about and it's tied up with you and open. And then it's not actually but so this moment on my got the face I didn't follow the rules. What the it's not
would you rather what was it? It's a real lesson and it's like fuck your mom or have your son watching the movie sense. That's no, I think that obviously students that I'm just gonna bag that's on
this guy is Sean. It's a sort of the reason the messed up guys are I bet your thing of things. Some it's
yeah. Which is not oh my my God. That will give your husband, okay. Grandma, sister, you, your dog, yeah. And that's comes here. It is not, sorry, that's not here. With seven. What do you? To get like painful strong guys. Okay, what's going to do? Five press license. Or
When I was young, I used to do that also. Now I can barely do like 2 sets of 5. Barely. But I didn't like weight when I was young. You're the skinny, strong guys, eh? You look skinny, You know what you should do? You start eating protein. Oh. But you need to eat the what they call? The thing that helps you absorb the protein. What's the thing called again? The white powder, what's it called? Take care of it. Why? When I was young, I eat creatine, right? I went to work out. I had an excuse when my hand was between this size. I couldn't, my arm, I can't fit my hand. The creatine definitely helps, I tell you. Because it helps you absorb the protein more. Yeah, you can get creatine. Crazy amounts of creatine of salmon. Just drink the creatine, it's okay. Yeah. See you next week. Hopefully you come. What were you doing? What were you doing? How come you were looking for singing? Oh, what competition? Why you played volleyball competition? Second. Oh, nice, congrats. Oh, good. You play beach volleyball or the normal one?
I play
Yeah.
one of the top centers, survival ones, by accident. No, so scary.
Okay, see you, man.
It works.